James is creating a network of professional animal communicators across the UK and holds a higher level course for a hand-picked group of disciples. Costing £450, James wouldn't let me film this course because of its highly sensitive nature, but he agreed to let me meet those taking part at dinner afterwards.
It's quite intense. I think we're quite lucky that there's only a few of us actually doing it because it's very hard work, but it's also very rewarding. It takes you to your limits, takes you to your boundaries, it explores your emotions as well as all your senses.
These are a group of people that have been working with animals for a long time. They have the passion to follow this up to a deeper level. They're courageous enough to go do the self-growth. You don't just communicate with animals, it's a spiritual growth. I've communicated with a number of different animals and it blows me away because we do have a perception that we're growing up with. And actually that perception is so different. It doesn't matter if it's a spider you're communicating with or if it's a rat. Rats are highly intelligent.
There's no way on this earth I'm ever going to be able to communicate with a spider because I'm just too scared.
If you have a glass and you explain to the spider to go into the glass and you're slow and you're gentle with it, it'll do it.
Sitting inside this inner circle, I was privileged to hear James's vision of the future.
You guys are going to be the top of your field in the UK. You know, we're going to work together as a group and we're going to learn with each other. This is the first step of a ladder. It's only a first step and we're going to climb that together. We're going to show people who genuinely love their animals what they can be and do with them. And that's the key, you know. For me, the purpose of this is I had a lot of support when I was a kid from animals. They helped me, they saved me. They saved me from... I always felt protected. I felt protected because I had a love of animals around me, and it's time for me to pay that back to animals.
Back at home, James surprised me by taking his psychic ability to another level.
Hello?
Hello, James. It's Pamela.
Hello, Pamela. How are you? Okay, so I've got Basil. She's here.
Pamela wanted James to talk to her cat, Basil. But this was going to be no ordinary chat. That's because Basil is dead.
So Basil, sweetheart, this place is to help you, so that you can find some peace and that you can move on into that peace and light.
Moving dead cats into the light was a little beyond my understanding. But my scepticism would soon come back to haunt me. I went with James to see Tiptoe, a cat that had spent the last 2 weeks hiding out in a greenhouse. Its owner, Sarah, was worried sick and wanted Tiptoe to come back inside.
You sort of feel an old cat should be curling up in the warm rather than out here, and I've got a hot water bottle for her, but and it's all wet and cold. And
Yeah. Well, let's get her inside again. Hello, sweetheart.
James seemed to be deep in conversation with Tiptoe. Something didn't feel right.
Okay, this is going to be a lot. So, I feel the essence of another cat with her.
Sarah reveals the bombshell that Tiptoe's mum recently died.
Who's the cat that's died?
It's her mother. I've got a tree over there planted for her.
Okay.
We had them both for 14 years, and the mother died in April.
Right. When an animal dies, just like a human, sometimes, it's quite rare, but sometimes the spirit of them can get stuck. If there's a lot of emotion around, then it's hard for a spirit to move on. Was there a lot of emotion around at that time?
It still is. I'm terrible about it.
Right,
Yeah,
so there needs to be a release.
Really.
Okay, so The signs are usually the other animals
I
in
was
the
worse
family.
about it than when my dad died.
Right, oh bless. So,
I've just been terrible about it, but...
As James went back in to move on the spirit of Tiptoe's mother, I thought about calling it a day. Trying to convince me about communicating with living animals was one thing, but cat exorcisms were a step too far.
I've just been explaining to
But
her
then,
that
a
she's
strange thing
doing a
happened.
really good job. That it's been a lot for her to carry.
I couldn't believe my eyes. After 2 weeks outside, Tiptoe calmly came in from the cold. There was only one explanation for it. James had to have talked her into it. I was gobsmacked.
Thank you very, very much. Are you sure that's enough for the travelling?
Yes,
it's
lovely
fine.
to meet you.
And you. Thank you very
Give us
much.
a call, tell us what happened.
Whether I believe James can communicate with animals doesn't really matter.
Would you like to go out? Yeah, I've told
James's customers can't get enough because he offers them something they want to believe in.
Good girl.
And as for James, his personal crusade has only just begun.
If I can give back just an ounce of that safeness that they gave me at the time, or an ounce of that love and support that they gave me then I know that we're doing a really, really good job. Driving. Go, I'll help you.